From time to time, the Skoll Foundation presents a special award to someone who can rightly be described as a global treasure. We don't have a formal definition for this award. We just know when there is someone in our midst who is doing special things in addressing the world's most pressing problems. Last year, we gave the award to Malala, the year before to Muhammad Yunus, and in 2011, the first time we made this award, to our dear friend, Archbishop Tutu. This year, we present the Global Treasure Award to Graça Machel. Graça Machel is a hero to people all over the world. She devotes her extraordinary talent and energy and warmth to empower everyone to enjoy a better life. Her life story is a testament to the power of radical thinking, starting with the idea that all people are worthy of a good life and freedom and dignity. She grew up in rural Mozambique and from a young age set out to challenge unjust colonial life. Why should only a few fortunate children be educated and not all? When Mozambique gained its independence in 1975, she became Minister of Culture and Education, boosting school attendance and raising literacy rates even while the country struggled through a civil war. In the late 1990s, many encouraged Graça Machel to stand for the role of Secretary General of the United Nations. She chose instead to serve as an expert advisor to the Secretary General. She then produced a groundbreaking report on the brutal impact of armed conflict on children. This report opened the eyes of the world and has forever changed the lives of countless children who otherwise would have been caught in harm's way. Graça Machel founded the Graça Machel Trust and focuses on numerous causes, including women's empowerment, education, child marriage, food security, and democracy. Mrs. Machel is a founding member of the Elders, and she played a key role in establishing Girls Not Brides, a Skoll awardee last year. Please welcome me. Please join me. Please join me in welcoming a true global treasure, Graça Machel. Now we have a rare opportunity, Graça Machel in conversation with Ann Cotton. Ann is the founder of Campaign for Female Education, or CAMFED. In 1993, Ann started CAMFED and helped 32 girls go to school in Zimbabwe. Today, more than 3 million children have benefited from CAMFED's programs all across Africa. Ann has won many accolades, including the Order of the British Empire in 2006, and was recognized with the Skoll Award for Social Entrepreneurship in 2005. Please welcome two incredibly inspiring leaders, Graça Machel and Ann Cotton. Ann?
Well, it's my great privilege to be here with you to congratulate you on this award. And you have created so much treasure for our world. And you have, as Jeff said, played such different roles throughout your life. And you have done what's needed to be done. How have you used this, your work in the liberation struggle, your position head of government? How have you worked in your role as a civil society leader to influence, to get the influence and change you've wanted?
And let me start by saying I've never been so moved in my life like today. After I have witnessed what these different awardees sitting next to me and the incredible work they are doing, I just feel so humble and so small, and even questioning, well, how much or how well I have done along my life. And second, I would like to thank the incredible person who started this whole movement, Jeff, Sally, the whole team, which is today the Skoll family, for having had the vision of acknowledging different voices around the globe, value them, and give them a stage. Coming to your question, and it's not like a hat which you wear and then you change, you put there. My life is defined maybe as a journey in which freedom, human dignity, and social justice are the threads which instinctively, if I can say, tell me from my inner voice what I have to do, how I should do it, how do I take an opportunity to stand. I have to make it clear. These are not my causes. The causes I am engaged with are dictated by the people. First, it was my Mozambican people for freedom from colonialism. Then I was given the responsibility of being Minister of Education at the early age of 28. I had to learn how to organize the education system, and that I really understood from the onset how girls' education was fundamental. And I made sure that I would know in every school how many children, but amongst them, how many girls in every single grade, and even in every single classroom, because I wanted to understand the dynamics of how girls are coming into the system, how they progress or they do not progress. So it has started a long time ago. Then I was given an opportunity because of bad reasons. We had conflict in Mozambique, and I had to learn how do you give a second opportunity of a child who has been heavily traumatized to become a child again and to be able to learn and to enjoy being a child. So the Secretary General of UN asked me to lead the team which produced the so-called Machel study. Again, from the suffering of my children in Mozambique, I learned when I visited Bosnia, Colombia, you name it. I went to many different countries Cambodia. I said, but it's similar. Every child has the same kind of so the protection of children, for me, it came as a call to give them a voice. More importantly, actually, to amplify their voice. Because we sometimes say that they are voiceless. No one is voiceless. The difference is that not everybody has an opportunity to have a platform where their voice can be heard, can be taken into account. So in all these different phases and what you called I influence, I'm amplifying the voice of women. I'm amplifying the voice of children. I'm amplifying the voice of the excluded. But it's not me, it's them who drive me.
This is a mark, though, of your humanity, isn't it? This humility, this listening. And there is this very strong inner voice. It's very clear because you have such authenticity. You have such strength of character. You have faced considerable difficulties in your life. And yet throughout, you seem to have been so strong, so resilient, so authentic. What's the well from which you draw? Where do you get this inner voice that's constantly amplified for you?
It comes from the eyes of children whom I interact with. And remembering that there are many millions of kids we have failed. Many of them died of preventable diseases. But there are many millions who are still out there, which we have to contribute to unleash their potential so that they can achieve whatever they want in life. So the strength comes from them again. I have been interacting with the women. We can talk whatever we want to say about women being oppressed, being, gender violence and all that. But who sustain our communities? I could say even, at least in Africa, if we have some kind of social cohesion, it's women who have the secret of that social cohesion. And I interact with them very, very often. It just comes so clear. They're much more resilient than I am. They're going through much more challenges than what I have had in my life. I have had more opportunities than challenges. It is true that there were moments where I thought, well, maybe it was a heavy burden on my shoulders. It is true, particularly in times of my loss. But in terms of challenges, I'm hugely privileged. And there are millions and millions of women who do not have the privileges which I have, but they don't have the platform. And because I have the platform, I say, with the privilege, it comes responsibility. And that's the kind of the source. That's the source of what I do. And even some people, many times they say, oh, but you speak so passionately. I don't think there's anyone who can look and listen to a child when a child blossoms and flourishes and expresses whatever this child feels. You are not going to feel like there is an inner strength inside you, which is telling you that everything is possible for this child. So that's where it comes from.
It's remarkable because, you know, you are going to meet a milestone, you were telling me, in your life, a birthday milestone. And there'd be many who would say, well, you know, I've done a lot, I've achieved a lot, and now it's my turn to perhaps relax a little. But what you're doing is planning for the next decade, planning the change, because as you say, you hear and see children and you know how much there is to do. So this is a sustaining power in your life.
And also because, let me give you an example. Just in January, I visited Tanzania and I went to one of the most affected areas in genital mutilation and child marriage and all those. At the end, after I met government officials, traditional leaders, religious leaders, different stakeholders, and we decided to establish an alliance which will bring all these strengths together to acknowledge that, I mean, child marriage is harmful not only to girls, but to families, to communities, to the nation, to our humanity, actually. At the end of this meeting of building this coalition, there are 3 girls who come and they say, Mama, in Swahili, they said, Mama, we just brought you this present. It is 3 girls who are in a center which is rehabilitating children who had been victimized by female genital mutilation and also child marriage. But these kids, I'm worried about them, and they come, they give me a gift. And what do you do in that situation? Of course, you feel that there's so much hope.
Yes.
There's so much transformation which is taking place.
Yes.
These children are not giving up.
Yes.
Who am I
Yes.
to
Yes.
give up?
Yes.
So yes. So it is one of those things where you feel while you still have energy.
Yes.
And if you can connect to the energy of these children, of these women, wherever they are, it is just a privilege
Yes.
to be able to be part of this chain.
Yes.
And that's it.
Wonderful. Well, you are such an inspiration for a social entrepreneurial audience, for a movement that Jeff began. What wonderful words, what wonderful anecdotes, what wonderful ideas you've shared with us. And I just want to, on behalf of us all again, congratulate you for all you do in the world, for being a global treasure. And I'd like to invite the audience to express the respect in which we hold you, the honor in which we hold you, and the love we feel for you.
Thank you. Thank you.